Hey everyone, welcome back to Awful Stories. It's Matt here, and make sure to drop a like and subscribe to not miss your daily fix on Reddit stories. Now, the first post for today has since been deleted, but I luckily had it saved, so for that reason, there won't be the actual post on screen. Now, without further ado, let's hop right into the relationship advice subreddit to a post titled, I'm richer than my boyfriend and we're planning to get married, but his best friend's divorce is making me nervous. I, 29F, have been dating my boyfriend, 31M, for a little over 3 years, and we've started talking seriously about getting married next summer. I love him more than anyone. He's kind, grounded, and has always been supportive of me. But lately, I've been feeling a bit uneasy about something, and I'm not sure how to even bring it up. Financially, we're in very different places. I'm doing well. I've built a stable life, own my place, and don't really have to stress about money. He works full time, but he's had a tougher path and doesn't have the same level of savings or assets. It's never been a problem between us, at least not openly, but sometimes he makes little comments like, you don't have to worry about bills like I do, or you probably don't even notice when money leaves your account. He says it jokingly, but there's always something behind it that feels a little heavy. What really got in my head recently is that his best friend is going through a divorce, and it's messy. His friend's wife is the one who was earning more, and apparently he's now trying to get a portion of her money in the settlement. My boyfriend told me about it and said, I can't blame him. He supported her while she built her career. That comment stopped me cold. I didn't say anything in the moment, but it's been eating at me ever since. I know my boyfriend isn't that kind of person, but it made me realize how differently people can view money and fairness in relationships. Now I'm overthinking everything. Would that difference between us ever turn into resentment? Would it make things complicated if we did get married and things ever fell apart? I hate that I'm even thinking like this, but it's been sitting in the back of my mind ever since that conversation. Has anyone else been in a relationship where one person earned significantly more? How did you handle that imbalance, especially when you started thinking about marriage? Man, this really hits on a tricky but so common issue in relationships, the money gap. It's great that the OP loves her boyfriend and sees his good qualities, but I totally get why those little comments about money sting beneath the surface. Even if said jokingly, they plant a seed of insecurity or frustration that's hard to just shrug off. When one partner has financial stability and the other is still climbing, it can create all kinds of unspoken tension or feelings of imbalance. The comment about the boyfriend's friend trying to get money in a divorce settlement because he supported her career is a real eye opener. It's not about the boyfriend being a bad person, but it highlights how drastically different people's views on money and fairness can be. What one person sees as support, another might see as rightful compensation, and that can complicate things massively if the relationship hits rough patches down the line. Looking at it honestly, the OP's worry about resentment is valid and probably healthy. Talking openly about money isn't glamorous or easy, but avoiding it can lead to way bigger problems. If they do get married, they'll need to find a way to manage finances that respects both their realities and values. That means really understanding each other's expectations around money, fairness, and what it means to contribute to the relationship beyond just dollars. Bottom line, financial inequality isn't automatically a deal breaker, but it's a stress test no couple should ignore. OP should keep these uncomfortable feelings on the table and work through them with her boyfriend. They owe it to themselves to build a partnership that's fair emotionally and financially before saying I do. Otherwise, those little comments turn into big cracks in the foundation. The second story for today is titled, I regret seeing an escort as a virgin, and was made in the True Off My Chest subreddit by a deleted user. Same story as a surprising number of guys. Already in my mid 20s, I've never been in anything close to a relationship, never been on a date, and so on. I really wanted to know what sex was like, but I have far too many issues to go out and try to meet someone, so I figured, why not? I'll see an escort. It was genuinely one of the worst experiences of my life. Not because I got scammed or anything. The woman tried her best, and apart from being only a little older than her picture suggested, she was physically attractive to me. I was extremely nervous at first. No woman has ever seen me naked other than my mother when I was a little kid. But honestly, I moved past that pretty quickly. I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't stay hard and definitely couldn't finish. I even felt bored, which is probably the closest description of how I felt. It's so pointless unless it's with someone you truly connect with. Maybe I'm demisexual, but I watch adult videos, so I don't know. It was just so embarrassing, awkward, and soulless. Honestly, it's worse than masturbating because it costs so much money. I've never felt more empty inside. Somehow, finally having sex has made me even sadder about my lack of love. I should probably see a therapist. Natural Man said, it's strange, man, but for whatever reason, since society doesn't approve of men being anything other than horny, perverted, emotionless sex robots, while simultaneously shaming them for it. It's assumed that only women want or need an emotional connection to truly enjoy sex. That isn't true in the slightest for any man with a soul. We value emotional, mental, and spiritual connection too. I could never bring myself to pay for it because that would rob sex of its entire purpose. It's meant to be an expression of an already present, intangible, intimate connection with someone. DP87 said, I felt something similar my first time as well. Actually, even after having more partners, I had the same feeling. Most of them were escorts, and one was a friend with benefits I had. It turns out I also needed an emotional connection in order to actually enjoy it. The biggest issue, I think, is the desire from the provider or girlfriend to genuinely want you. And that can't be faked. I hope this helps. A lot of people are in similar situations. It's just not often talked about. This third and final story is titled, I started matching his effort and he accused me of cheating, and was also posted to the True Off My Chest subreddit by a throwaway account. Without getting into all the background, my husband and I have been together for 20 years and have 2 kids. A few years ago, I felt our relationship was dying. We were past the toddler stage, and I tried everything I could think of to bring it back. I communicated clearly, patiently, and consistently. He kept saying we were so happy, but truthfully, he was happy because I was going to great lengths to make him feel loved and appreciated, to nurture our relationship, while he was doing nothing in return. I tried everything I could think of, and he'd just say, doing that isn't really my thing. I also tried to get him to take care of his mental and physical health, encouraged him to eat well, do physical activities with me and the kids, spend time with friends, and so on. I shared relationship videos with him since he was obsessed with the app, always planned dates, and made sure that when sitters were hard to get, I would plan an activity at home or a lunch on a workday so we were still connecting. I had a no phones in bed rule and would ask for a cuddle every night. I texted to ask about his day and even made a jar for us to write love notes. He never engaged. Eventually, we had a pretty big blow up, and I told him I needed to see some effort. He told me I was too needy and that he didn't need me to do any of that, claiming I was being dramatic. I realized it was the lack of any reciprocation from him that was upsetting me, so I decided from then on that I would match his level of effort. If he wouldn't do small gestures to show affection, neither would I. That was about a year and a half ago. While I didn't stop all effort immediately, I found a new balance for myself. Instead of pouring my energy into the relationship, I found new hobbies, strengthened other relationships, and focused on my own physical and mental health. I've been doing well. I'm still a working mom, so it's not like I'm out late partying or anything, but I'll usually go out for a few hours a couple of evenings a week after the kids are in bed. Our relationship and intimacy have both faded to basically zero, but I just figured that in this season of life, he was an exhausted working dad who didn't want any of that anyway. Last week was his birthday. I had the kids sing to him and told him he could order whatever he wanted for dinner. The old me would have made a big deal, gotten a thoughtful gift, baked a special cake, cooked a nice meal, and arranged for the kids to have a sleepover so I could plan a romantic evening. But I was matching his effort this time. On Sunday, he flipped out because he had been waiting to see if I had a surprise plan for him and realized I didn't. Then he accused me of cheating. Apparently, I was showing all the classic signs of infidelity by focusing on myself, not asking him for dates, not initiating intimacy, getting fit, and otherwise showing what he called a sudden, unexplained change in behavior. He also admitted he had been checking my sex toys to see when they moved, as proof that I still had a sex drive, and looking at my underwear to see if I had bought new ones. Of course, I still have a sex drive. And of course, I replace my underwear regularly. I wasn't buying anything sexy, just the same comfortable styles I've always worn. At first, I actually laughed when he accused me because of how absurd it was to think that I'd want another man to make me feel miserable while trying to work full time and raise kids. But now that it's simmered for a few days, I'm so angry. First, that he's capable of researching and paying attention to our relationship only when it's negative. Second, that he violated my privacy by going through my underwear and sex toys, but mostly because it was clearly all a lie. He did need a relationship and to feel loved and desired. He just didn't want to do any of the work and preferred to make me feel crazy rather than put his phone down and engage with me. Now I just feel like he doesn't really like me or want me to be happy. I think this might be it for us. Edit to add. He believes me that I'm not cheating, and when I pointed out that I was only treating him the same way he treated me, he backtracked fast. I just don't think I want to move forward.